Hello, children. We have a special guest on tonight. She might want to say hello. I don't think she's going to say much. You going to say hello? No? Nothing? No, she's due a milk. This is Willow. She's my daughter, 4SB. I know you will know her, because you've seen pictures before. But 4MJ and 4AF, you may not know her. She's not really interested, to be honest. She's looking everywhere but at the screen, aren't you? Can I get on with my work now and you go and have your milk? Yeah? Go on then. See you in a bit. Ooh. I thought she may have said something at least. Right. Today's lesson is going to be on vocabulary. I haven't had a chance to look at all the work from today because obviously I've been at work today, children. I've spoke to some of your parents, which was nice to do. So hopefully I'll be able to give a bit of feedback tomorrow. So today's lesson is vocabulary. So we're going to be looking at the language that's used in The King of the Fishes. So I'll just share my screen. There is a way to edit this so it's all neat and tidy and you don't see me doing it, but I haven't mastered that yet. I will before we're back at school. So, as I said, today we're going to be looking at vocabulary, the words that are used in the story. However, you can do that at your own pace. I'm not going to read it to you again. What I am going to do in a moment is just move through the slides very slowly. And you can pause it on the slide and read it yourself. And then obviously wait for the next slide, pause it and read it yourself. And just do it at your own pace. Okay, so I'm going to do that now for you. Page 2. And page 3. So obviously pause it when you need to, children. I am just scrolling the screen up a bit for you towards the end so you can see the words that are hidden by my annoying smart notebook image at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Now, hopefully, whilst you were reading that, you noticed that I highlighted some words in the text. So when I went through, I highlighted some words that I wasn't too sure on the meaning of. So what I'd like you to do now is have another read through the text and make a note on a piece of paper or on your iPad or anything else that you've got, and just make a note of the words that you're unsure of the meaning. So again, you can just pause the video and hunt the words that you find a bit tricky, you can't explain the meaning to. Should have given you enough time to pause that first page. Here's the second one. Okay. And finally, the third page. Okay, again, you can pause it. Now, the words that I highlighted, I'll continue with the video now. Hopefully you've paused it, had a read through. The words that you've made a note of, keep them safe because you may need them later on. Okay? Because this is to help you. I can't guess all of the words that you don't understand the meaning to. So I'm relying on you to take charge of your own learning and to find out those definitions of those words later on. But I've just done some examples for you. So we're going to do a bit of work together and then I'll let you carry on with your task today. Sorry, I keep stopping because Willow's in the background and she's getting a bit cranky. I don't think the milk's coming out quick enough. So, the first word that I wanted to look at that I highlighted was whip. Now, the word whip has many meanings, and I've got 4 different definitions on here. There's just a quick activity for you to do here, children. So you can pause the video, and what I want you to do is try and match the definition to the picture. Okay, the first one has been done for you. So the definition is to move fast and suddenly, and you can see the wind at the bottom, and it's moving fast and suddenly, and it's blowing the tree almost over. All the leaves have come off. There are 3 other definitions on there. I'm just going to read them to you. To beat a liquid fast to make it light and fluffy. A length of rope or material used to hit animals or people. A member of a political party who makes sure that other members turn up to meetings and vote. Okay, and then you can either match it to the 3 pictures. So just pause the video now and have a go yourself. Okay, welcome back. I'm just going to walk you through the answers. So hopefully you've got these right. So to beat a liquid fast to make it light and fluffy is obviously matched to the bowl with the whisk. To move fast and suddenly, of course, already matched up with the tree. A length of rope or material used to hit animals or people. So that would be here. This one looks almost like a riding crop, like a jockey would use, a horse rider, just to move the horse along. And finally, a member of a political party who makes sure that other members turn up to meetings and vote. That one obviously links up to this man here. Obviously, it's not always a man. It can also be a woman. Okay, hopefully you got those right. Now I'm going to have a look at another activity with you, and it's just based around the word whip. So for each for each picture, I would like you now to use the word whip in the sentence. Now, the first one is a noun. So last week, the chief whip, that's the man, ordered members of the party to vote in favour of schools closing. So last week, the chief whip ordered members of the party to vote in favour of schools closing. What I'd like you to do now, children, is just pause the video and you can have a go by yourself. But before you start, I just wanted to say it is perfectly acceptable if you want to add a suffix onto the end of whip. So you can use whipped or whipping. Okay, notice how there's a double P when it changes to whipped or whipping. And you can use whipped or whipping to write a sentence about the tree in the picture here, the whisk, which is whipping the mixture, or the whip, which may be used on a horse. Okay, I will write an example for each one first. I have got my since ready here, just so I knew it matched up correctly. So my first sentence was going to be, since the wind whipped, since the wind whipped so wildly, since the wind whipped so wildly, so as the wind whipped so wildly, since the wind whipped so wildly, the tree branches were bare. Okay, and that's bare. Nothing on them, completely bare, rather than the big grizzly ones that you find in America. Okay, next sentence. So I was going to include a chef for this one. Let's go for whilst. Notice I'm trying to use some subordination. I've used since. Let's try and use whilst. Whilst he whipped, this time I'll go for whilst he whipped the mixture. Usually when you see chefs on television, whenever they're doing something, they're obviously explaining what they're doing. So instead of he, I'm going to say whilst the chef. Whilst the chef whipped the mixture. In fact, we've already got a he at the top. Let's go for she. Whilst the chef whipped the mixture, she discussed her recipe. So the way she makes it, she discussed her recipe with the audience, with the presenter. I'll go for with the presenter. With the presenter. Whilst the chef whipped the mixture, she discussed her recipe with the presenter. And finally, let's go for patiently. This time I'm going to use an adverb. Patiently, if I can spell it. Patiently, the trainer, obviously horses have trainers, the trainer encouraged. I don't want it beating the horse or beating it up. I think that'd be far too much. The trainer encouraged the horse. Patiently, the trainer encouraged the horse because it was so stubborn. Stubborn. You don't want to do something, and nobody can change your mind. So this horse is not moving, very stubborn. So the trainer uses the whip. Well, I've forgotten to use whip. Patiently, the trainer encouraged the horse with the whip. With the whip. Because it was so stubborn. Okay, so there's my effort. I'd like you to pause the video now and just have a go at writing a sentence for each of the pictures, either using whip, whipped, or whipping. So you can pause it now. Okay, children, welcome back. So, excuse me. We've done some work on vocabulary, so it's time for me to show you what your task is today. Now, if you remember those words that you wrote down earlier on, if they are different to the words that I have put here, then please use those words instead. There is not really much point in not knowing what one of the words means and you not finding it out. Now, if there were no words that you didn't know the meaning to, then I would like you to do this task now. So if you're not choosing your own words, then just do the ones that will be on the to-do. As soon as you load up your to-do, you will see these words. So reflection means. So what I want you to do is find out what the word reflection means. Now, there's a really good website called dictionary.com. So if you load up your browser, oh, I already had it done here, and I done it earlier on. If you load up your browser and type in dictionary.com, it will pop up, and then you can type in your word here. So the word I went for, which is on your list, was pacing. Okay. So to find out the definition of pacing, then you click search. And as you can see, the word pace has come up because pacing derives from the root word pace. Now, it's not pace that I'm looking for, because it's definitely not walking at a brisk pace of 5 miles an hour. That's not what it means. Lee was hang up and keep everybody happy, which he did manage to do in the end. So it's a verb that he was pacing. It's a doing word. To set the pace, he wasn't racing. It definitely doesn't mean that. Traverse or go over with steps. So there we go. He paced the floor nervously. This is the one that we are after. He's going over his steps. He's going up the room and back down the room and retracing his steps because he's in a lot of thought. Maybe you found yourself doing this before. So what I will do then, to traverse or go over with steps. Pacing means to traverse, go over. Okay, so that's just one example. Obviously, you've got the 5 to do. Now, once you finish that, there will be a challenge. So the challenge will be to use 3 of these words from above on your sheet where you do your work. These words will be above the challenge, and you can choose 3 of them and squeeze them. Now, I don't think we've done this before, so pay close attention. When you're squeezing the word, I don't actually mean grab your computer screen or your tablet and squeeze it, because you're probably going to end up breaking it. I mean, write down as many words that you can think of or you associate with that word. For example, reflection. Now, when I think of the word reflection, I think of mirror. I think of selfie. So you see reflection when you're taking a selfie. I think of a lake. I don't know whether you've ever looked over into water, to a lake, and seen your reflection. I also think of windows. Especially at night time, when you look in a window, you can see your reflection. So you can just list these words, children, and you just squeeze it for everything that it's got and keep going until you can't think of anything else you associate it with, and then you're done. That's what we mean by squeezing the word. Try and get as many different things out of it as you can. Think of it as a lemon. Okay. Of course, if you did want to write it down and email it in instead, you could maybe do some bubble writing, write the word in the middle, and then put the words around the outside. I've tried to show you this on here. It's completely up to you. Okay, so if there's any questions for your teachers and you're not sure of what to do, then just message them on the blog and I'm sure they will help you out. Good luck with your work tomorrow. It's quite a nice activity. And I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.